Okay. This meeting is being recorded. The recording does not constitute the official record of this meeting. All documents from this meeting are available on the school board page of the district website. All meeting to order. Stand for the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic which stands one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Revisions to the agenda? No. Public comments. We did have an email.
Yeah. Can I make public comment as a board member?
Great question.
It's a very easy public comment.
Sure.
I just wanted to comment. I've been in the school and I've been seeing the kids watch TV together and play games. And the lunchroom is appropriately noisy. And I'd be very interested in any other feedback. But I just want to congratulate this board, which not myself, I'm not congratulating you. Well, but it feels like the
Phones are working.
the phone thing, I haven't had one kid say anything about it. And they look like they're having a great time.
Good.
Okay.
I mean, that's what we want to see. So hopefully they're not just sneakily getting away with everything and that's why they're all saying anything.
Everything, it doesn't matter.
Right.
We don't
Good
care.
Yeah.
Yeah, so there was one email in there
Yeah.
that came in about transportation, I mean,
Yeah.
you recall, and we should put it was not in the public record in case the parent wants to look at the minutes. I mean, we've got a $1,500 bonus structure per semester
Yeah.
in place now, we're still pushing the bus driving jobs out to the community, we'll train anybody who wants to get a CDL.
Yeah.
I think we're doing.
I was gonna say, I think we've done everything we can do over the last several years trying to get that going. So, yeah. I agree.
But, you know, if anybody knows anybody, perhaps recently sold a company and is kind of kicking around the Big Sky area.
I can imagine.
Maybe like
It's right now.
Yeah. We could give them a CDL.
You know, just
Great.
for the record, it's, as long as I've been here, this has been the conversation.
Well, yeah,
You can't get buzz. It's not recently,
Yeah,
it's
no, it's-
always.
Yeah.
I have so I don't know if this has any possibility, but there's all those employee buses that go back and forth to the Yellowstone Club and stuff. I mean, is there any like thing we could work out?
Like some synergy among
Yeah,
those
I mean,
people and us, we've
yeah.
tried in the past.
Yeah.
They really book those guys
Yeah.
a lot and then it becomes about hours of driving in a
Yeah.
day.
Well, now they're full go back and
great.
forth and, yeah.
But
weird
about
times.
that, there's some places like that have, and this is more about after school, but there's some organization that does a thing for getting people in private cars, kind of like an Uber situation for after school. I mean, I don't know,
You know, that'd be a
But-
tough one, I think.
but these guys, well, I mean, for these people,
Yeah.
if we have an Uber and they can get their kid to school.
Yeah.
It's happened before.
Yeah.
And it's a program designed for people to carry. There is this thing that women who are mothers know how to pick up kids and transport them and bring all the stuff that they need, and they vet them out and they transport children to their after school activities. And they're an Uber for kids
Interesting.
that are doing after school
Okay.
things.
We do that in carpool.
Yes, but see, and that's the same as the people that have housekeepers.
Yeah.
And they come and clean.
Yeah.
And they have cooks.
Yes,
Yeah.
yeah. But I think it should be noted though too, right? Because this email says. Like if we need to hire more bus drivers or get additional buses, like
Yeah.
it's just,
It's bus
it's
drivers.
the drivers.
We
it's
have
not
plenty of
that,
buses.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Okay,
I know,
yeah,
I think it's an issue.
great. All right, move on to approval for the minutes, please.
I move to approve the minutes.
Second,
Any discussion? Call for vote, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, passed unanimously. Move on to superintendent report, please.
Yeah, so I sent this out and there was a little bit of back and forth too, so I mean. It's not a right? This isn't earth shattering news, right? We're falling. In enrollment, so I'll kind of go through this whole thing and then talk about what I think will be good kind of data collection and kind of data mining from the last, at least 10 years of where we're at. I mean, September 2022, I went directly back to the report I presented to this board, September 2022, and there were 437 students. That was the first year of our 4K program. So that was 20 students. And so right now, today, we're sitting at 356. That number might look slightly different for the official count, but really that's about where we're going to be. So that leads us right into the next kind of 3 items that I have on my report. Chair Jennings Corky and I met with a couple of the foundations in town. And generally in the past, how we worked with the foundations, we've almost, I wouldn't say, from 2015 to 2017, let's say, I think we were really more strategic in our asks. Like they funded the art programming for elementary school at one time. They funded music programming at the elementary school at one time. They funded additional counseling positions
Yes.
at one time for the school district, and that was a 2 to 3 year commitment. So it was somewhat strategic, and then we started to become more reactive, like, okay, how do we keep programming? And then we just kind of kept going back, saying these are kind of the programs that you funded in the past. And in rising enrollments, we were always hopeful that the school district could absorb that and continue with the rising enrollment. That paradigm is now shifted. As we learned in that meeting, right, Matt? And their thought process has shifted to so we walked away from the meeting really kind of in a way of, so we were receiving 150,000 this year from Spanish Peaks Community Foundation, or 120, 120, 0 from YCCF in this round. Now I say 0, but in the last year they gave us almost $500,000 with the housing allowance too. However, and Matt, jump in anytime, we did walk away from that with plans they would like, and we would like to really work together and partner for long-term funding for the school district, depending on our needs for essential programming and ancillary programming.
Yeah. And they were really concerned about our numbers and where we're going, and still having us as a pillar of kind of the community, and wanted to focus on that too, which was great.
Yeah, so we feel like there's going to be some good work to be done there over the next 6 to 8 months. Big Sky Resort Area District, they've set aside a pretty significant amount of money for education in the community. The vast majority of that is going to be set aside for us, depending on the outcomes of how the processes with Senate Bill 260 work. So that we have our first meeting, I think, on Thursday,
right?
With Vice Chair Dodd and Chair Jennings, with a small committee of resort tax people. And then House Bill 408, I'm getting to work on that. This year, in the tax credit offered by the state of Montana in this fiscal year, we have the ability to capture $634,000. It's 47 more than last year. If you remember, that increases our allotment, increases as our general fund increases. We had a small increase. I want to try to get that across 4 donors. And just to remind everybody, the maximum donation, individual or corporate, is $200K, and the state max this year is $6 million. So I've already made initial contact with the 4 donors from before, and working through that, but I'll keep you updated.
Question on that. So that money would include corporate or individual, then that would include Spanish Peaks.
No.
No.
This is, Barbara, related to House Bill 408, which was previously House Bill 260.
SB 260.
Sound.
I'm just saying that maximum for an individual donation.
So the people receive a tax credit. So if you give us $200,000, if you have a $200,000 tax bill in the state of Montana, you can give it to them or you can give it to us.
Right.
Because it's a complete dollar for dollar credit.
Okay.
So yeah, does that answer your question?
Yeah, I was just.
It's not foundations, anything like that. This is just.
Oh, foundation. So corporate doesn't count, a nonprofit.
Boeing.
Okay, got it.
Yeah, the tax-paying entity.
Okay, thank you. That does answer my question.
And then back to the kind of top section. I spoke today with Porky and Libby and you guys saw that trustee Rowley was proposing, to gather some data. More subjective data around, students who have left. And to just really look at kind of where enrollment was. And I think you go back 10 years and kind of see. Where we're seeing the differences now, where I think is where we're really feeling it. We do have some people who are exiting. But now we're starting to see like the result of graduating 32 students and bringing in 16.
Right.
That, our elementary school classes are, I wouldn't say shrinking, but they're smaller than they have been historically. So try to present, some subjective and objective data around where we're at. And then kind of just go from there.
Yeah.
But I think it's worth kind of a little deeper dive.
Yeah, definitely.
So given what's just happened in the town, how do we lose from do we know, like, how many have we lost since the beginning of that, specifically the new school?
Well, I
Do we
mean,
know?
to that, yeah, we can look at I can look it up and share that with everybody. I'm happy to do that in October. We know, like they say, here's where we're going.
Yeah,
They don't say why sometimes, but like we had a family last year, 3 kids from Dallas, they moved back to Dallas.
yeah, I was just curious because
Yeah,
I couldn't,
so I can
I
provide
can't
that.
wrap
It's
in my
less
head.
than, it's certainly less than 10.
Okay,
And I would
that's,
even guess it's less than 8.
and what is the A and B for a high school student?
It averages 6,000,
About 6,500.
7,400.
And then a middle schooler is less and.
Seventh and eighth is counted, no, even 6th this year, isn't it?
High school, yeah.
No, that law did not pass.
Seventh or eighth
12.
grader has the same dollar amount if you have a middle school program, which we have.
Okay.
And then a pre-K through 6
Uh-huh.
has the elementary A and B dollar amount.
Which is like,
5,500.
Yeah, I mean, the average is 6,500 across K-12.
okay, just curious because I didn't know how this had changed over the years.
And there, and it's not just, we can't just take the number of students and run that calculation and go, oh, this is what we have. There's a lot of like, we get so much money just for having a school.
Oh, I'm aware.
Right, yeah,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah. Here you go.
A little part of it, yeah, exactly.
That's the huge high school for so long. That was why.
Any other questions for Dustin? Thank you for your report. We'll move on to the Middle East High School, please. Laura?
Thanks, Matt. I'm sure many of you saw it. LPHS was ranked first in college curriculum breadth and second in the state of US News and World Report. And just want to give a shout out to our faculty across the district
That's fantastic.
Amazing.
and our continued focus on challenging and rigorous curriculum for our students. So great. We have our back to school night next Thursday, or this Thursday, in 2 days. We started rolling out Toddle with the middle school and high school students and hope to onboard parents in the next 2 weeks. It's not without kinks for sure. We have a lot of like institutional learning to do together, but we have a new Toddle buddy that's guiding us through the process, and she's really dynamic and very responsive. So I think we can iron out most of the kinks within the month. And I was just going to give an update on cell phones. Barbara mentioned that we've really had very few discipline issues with it so far. And, everyone's been diligent about reminding students of the policy. We don't have a lot of usage of the cell phone lockers, particularly in the high school. So that's just, it exists. But it is fun to see the kids interacting with each other. And it's really lovely, actually. High school lunch is almost as loud as middle school lunch. So,
It is so,
That's nice.
so exciting.
yeah, it's really,
Did they leave them in their car or?
that was the hope,
That's the hope, yeah.
but they leave them in the car.
But again, like if they're not,
Yeah.
who cares?
As
Yeah.
long as they're not on them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And no, it's been really nice. It's been really nice to see them engage with each other and not be so isolated, right?
Yeah, that's great.
So it's good. And then we had our successful but rainy expedition. I think that. And I just want to say, like, our teachers, community members, and students were really tough. I thought we were gonna have some calls, like, we're done, tired of the rain, but everybody made it through to Friday. And so I want to give a shout out to everyone who contributed. So Patty, Marion Schmidt, Lindsay, Tony, our board chair, Matt, Kate Isley, Bill Burns, Ashley Dodd, Mike Stout, Brad Packer, Noah Giddens, Karen Schreiber, Vanessa Wilson, Chris Wilson, Devin Doblin, and Nate Lucas. So that's a lot of people to leave their families for the week or to volunteer their time. So thank you. We really couldn't do it without your support, including the board and the PTO. Middle school started their advisory clubs. These are student initiated clubs we do once a week on Wednesdays during the last block. And really the focus is on collaboration, shared interests, and student agency. So they do things that they care about and they get to choose what clubs are offered and then vote which ones they go into. We have music, film, sports, Lego, elementary school helpers, walking, a fashion club, and a makerspace club. So that will run for the trimester.
So I can bring all my Legos to you guys.
That's what my costumes come out.
And then I want to give a shout out to Ms. Riley, our art teacher. She's been selected to present at the National Art Education Conference this winter. Her session is Reclaiming Narratives in the Art Room, Advancing Critical Pedagogy through Indigenous Contemporary Art. She'll share her research and strategies for integrating Indigenous art in the classroom. So it's a big honor to do that. And then lastly, hopefully most of you have seen, we have the new newsletter in the middle and high school at the peak. To streamline our communication and showcase, all the great things that are happening at the school in the middle and high. And Anita's been really instrumental in initiating, developing, and organizing this. And we hope you enjoy reading it. And we realize that maybe Barbara and Danielle are not getting it. You're not current parents, so we're going to add you.
Oh,
Thank you. That has
You'll
been
get that
so
back.
nice.
Yeah.
You don't get like all these emails that even this takes through emails like it's been.
And just another good way for the community to get it out there,
Yeah.
just know what we're doing.
Yeah, like,
So.
people ask, when does this?
All that.
Great.
Thank
Well,
you.
thanks, Marlon. Any questions?
Can I just add, Spanish Peaks Community Foundation also contributes to. that
Oh, thank you.
mission.
I didn't mean to.
Well, that's
Very important.
great.
And what comes around goes around. Remember 10 years ago, they're like, and there's.
Yeah.
Yeah, because what was it called back in the day? There was a different Tuesday tidbits and then
Yeah.
Friday at some point, they kept moving the
Yeah.
day. That's been alliteration.
Right now, it's just great.
Wednesday.
Monday nights.
Yeah, it is nice. They do, she's doing a great job. So,
Make sure to share that.
thanks, Marlon. Move on to the elementary school principal, please, Brittany.
A little more brief. She set the bar kind of high. Great things happening in the middle and high school. But we had a great launch of the school year. Students are happy, staff is happy, great vibe in the building. We've got into the beginning of the year testing, which helps us guide kind of where we go with individualized learning with the kids throughout the year and how we set up interventions for them. We are in a math pilot this year, and we've gotten great feedback from teachers and students that are really enjoying that program and how hands-on it is and kind of condensed and concise. We have a new crew of little 4-year-olds on campus. I mean, they're just little nuggets. And Maggie and their team is doing such a great job integrating them into our school community. I know they had reading buddies with 5th grade, maybe yesterday. And so there's lots of collaboration that happens throughout the year with them. And those kiddos were getting the number of tears down. Okay. That's a win. And then our other new staff, Miss Petro has hopped right into kindergarten and is crushing it. And she had kind of a whirlwind at the beginning of the year with getting married that first weekend of after school started. But she's adjusting really well. And we have a great K team there. And tonight is open house or back to school night or whatever you want to call it here. So I would encourage you after this meeting, if you have time, to walk the halls and just say hello. The teachers would love to see your faces. Introduce yourself if you don't know who they are. And I'm also going to sneak out so that I can help prepare for that. But I will put a plug in every year with my community meeting. I say we need guest teachers, and I've gotten a couple on the list, and I'll add bus drivers.
Oh,
Yeah.
And maybe we can,
Never know.
you never know.
Exactly.
Might have communication.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Excellent. Well,
Any
thank you very much. Yeah. Good luck tonight.
Thank you.
Mr. Hannes, activities,
Yes,
kind of busy lately?
busy lately, but brief report. So coaches have the fall sports moving right along. Football started with a great win against Manhattan Christian and a wild game in Ennis. We lost by 3 just on the last literally last second play. Probably the closest game we've had with Ennis and since I can remember. So they're doing a great job. Volleyball, if you weren't aware, we elected to participate in a JV schedule this year. So we are just playing the JV of those teams that were originally on our schedule. We're not competing in varsity this year. We had 8 girls come out for volleyball in the high school, mostly underclassmen, freshmen, sophomores, and 1 8th grader. So it just made sense. And they've won 2 of their 3 games so far. So
Excellent.
we're really focused on building, and the coaches are all, we've kind of decided on this is the time we build this foundation, try to promote more interest in the program. Coach Mackenzie's doing a great job. She's got a ton of kids out for middle school volleyball. So I hope that program gets revitalized just through this kind of process. It wouldn't have really made sense for us to play a varsity schedule, especially given how dominant our district is in Class B.
Yeah.
So,
Good move.
so they're doing great. Soccer, same deal, got a great win the first weekend. Had a couple ties and a couple close losses, but 2 big conference games coming up for them this weekend. Please, we're trying to get as many people out to this football game on the 12th. It's our home opener against Flint Creek and Drummond. I carelessly scheduled the soccer team and the volleyball team away on that day. So our student section is going to be thin. So we need as much community support as we can. And I will plan more accordingly in the future for that kind of thing. And lastly, the Booster Club put on a fantastic event. Libby was instrumental in helping with that, our 5th annual cornhole tournament. And the Booster Club committee did a fantastic job. I think that's the most money we've raised in any of those, would you say,
Yeah.
Libby, by far?
Mhm.
Yeah, and we got a couple more boosters signed up, so that was overall a great success.
Great.
That's all I got.
Nice.
Unless the board has any questions.
Thanks, John.
You bet.
Appreciate it. Business managers report.
Yes,
Libby?
we've been really busy, as has everyone else. We submitted the FY 25 TFS and fiscal year 26 budget to the county and state. We had the first full payroll September 5th, so that is a big jump to get everybody on board for that payroll. We just completed a workers' comp audit with MATSPA, and then the auditors will be on site on October 6th.
It'll be a fun day.
Moving right along, yeah.
Great. Well, thank you so much. Moving on to committee reports, we have one today. Our academic committee.
Oh, okay. I'll talk about class rank. We talked about it. And agreed that a kind of middle road would be to allow people to opt in if they wish to know their class rank and they wish for it to be sent, then they let the counseling office know that. And if they don't want to know and they don't want to send, then that's how we handle that. I did, just in case it said rationale, so I did look this up, and I don't know if you guys know how to look at common data sets on colleges that show what colleges really do. But Cornell was 18% of people submitted their class rank, showing Stanford 18%. And guess what? Shockingly, everyone was in the top 10. So
Those people that know that they want to,
well, you're not going to submit it.
yeah.
And so it is somewhat standard it is becoming increasingly standard not to, most private schools do not do class rank.
Yeah.
It is a metric of students against each other. It creates choices academically that aren't always the best and that socially become really challenging. This doesn't mean that we don't have a valedictorian, although I will note that many schools don't anymore, because we can know who that number 1 person is. But they don't all have to, you don't have to know if you're number 13. Mm-hmm. And you are no longer going to go to Yale, Stanford, or Cornell because they've admitted nobody in the bottom half of the class. And I don't know where, I think it changes probably every year where you would be if you were in the bottom, but I would suspect that there are people with decent GPAs that are in the bottom half. And so that was the reason, and I guess we would, I don't know if there's any questions, I can answer them, but. It's something I've dealt with in working with kids for years, so I'm very excited about it.
Yeah,
So, any comments from the world at
Is that
large?
just like an easy change that we just make, or is
well,
there
we'll come
like
back to
how?
that in discussion action
Well,
number 2.
um,
Talk about it a little more about,
No, that's not, it's not, which.
Yeah.
about the new process.
The graduation codes?
So
Oh,
number 2,
Okay.
you
Well, my
gave
question-
great summation for the committee. And then in number 2, anybody who wants to
Oh,
really
to do
discuss it all, we can do it.
that, yeah,
Great. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
We'll talk
I'm
more.
very
We
happy
move
about it.
on. Yeah, that's great. Move on to discussion and action. Accept the motion for number 1.
I move to approve the WHS counseling curriculum.
I second the motion.
Oh, let me see.
Yeah, so everything was in the packet. This is all the programming. Janet's here to answer any questions should you have them. At the counseling program at LPS we use this year. None of these are new.
Yeah.
Youth Aware of Mental Health, YAM, Wayfinder. We also use this in elementary school, and Signs of Suicide. And we've used all of these in the past, and the information's in there. I didn't put it here, but I think we offer an opt-out for all of these.
Well, where are they presented in the counseling class?
So it outlines them in each program where they're.
Okay,
Yeah, we're focusing on health enhancement because that
okay,
seems to be the best fit
Mhm.
for counseling in terms of like overall
Yeah.
wellness. It's there, but yeah. So that's where we're gonna.
that's where these programs are.
You're asking like during the day.
Yeah,
Yep.
are there counseling classes still? I'm lost.
As a parent, I think they're great. Like I get a lot of, like, I ask kids a question about it and they. Like, mom, or if we bring up that topic, they're like, well, we learned this and this. And They retain a lot of the information from it, so.
And I was just gonna clarify, we opt out for YAM and signs of suicide, but Wayfinder is really very softball.
Yeah.
Like how to collaborate within a team and things like that. It's not something that we would necessarily.
Need.
So why
If you wanted to wait,
There's nothing
Yeah.
controversial.
nothing controversial about being a good friend.
Yeah.
I don't know. Oh, I see, yeah.
But it's controversial to talk about suicide, right?
For some people.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
I was just wondering, do we have, because I don't know, at one point there were counseling classes, but now there's not counseling classes, you give this through the health enhancement.
Yeah, it's more like push
Thank you.
in, like
Yeah.
for.
I just don't know what's offered, that's what I'm trying to understand, so now I do, thank you.
Which is different than the elementary. They do have counseling.
Yes, that's why I'm.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And it's kind of a push-in model too.
Any other questions?
Any questions?
Yeah, well, thank you again for spearheading all that. We'll call for a vote. All those in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Pass unanimously.
I move to approve the class rank change in practice.
I'll second it.
I should see that in the packet.
Yeah, it's just after yep, keep going. Not
It
that,
has the verbiage somewhere in there.
it's just like a small paragraph.
Very-
It's like
Okay.
I think that page.
Oh, that's it.
They're, sorry, they're front and back.
Very, how did you not find that?
Any other discussion on it? Any questions from anybody?
Like, so this is just like a really easy change, right? It's like functionally,
But it doesn't
really.
It's
right,
it's
but
like-
yes,
It's whether or
Not
not
checking.
you decide to run the metric and then put it on everybody's report card, or whether or not you don't.
seems like it.
And we will make it now upon request.
And
Yeah,
then
I guess we need to somehow alert students and parents that if they want to know, that's how they do that, and if. Because we're assuming they don't know unless they decide to opt in.
and that happens immediately, or I thought there was some discussion about it starting.
Yeah, I mean, since we're not, we're really, the only real change here is we're leaving it to the discretion of the student
Yeah,
and or the
it's a
parent.
choice.
But they can still, so if the kid who's number one comes and says, I want my class ranked, reported, we'll
Yeah.
report it.
Right.
And so it does matter to do it this year because these kids are just now
Yeah.
applying for college.
Right.
And so even though 82% don't send it in, if you send it in, they will use it. Right now, if you ever go into the common data set, which is super interesting to understand what colleges actually do, it's standardized. You can see that some kids don't even report, some schools don't even report grades. Many schools, of course, don't report, testing is opt out. And, and so you'll see that in those schools, everybody has a perfect score because only 47 kids submitted, so if you don't look to the asterisk, you would think that they were paying attention to those things. But then when you see how many people actually did it, I don't even know how these kids are being evaluated because they can opt out of so much. But for sure, ClassRank is one that is across the nation declining in popularity as a way.
Great. No other discussion?
I was gonna
Yeah,
add,
go ahead.
I've been in touch with Anita and LaDon. Basically, like we have to submit all the transcripts to Parchment. That's the software that we use for students to request transcripts. And so just to clarify, if this does pass, then we would submit like the transcripts that do not have any class rank as the default. And then when I do like the Common App, the counselor report, the school report, we'll put that we do not report class rank.
Mhm.
And then if an individual student says, oh, I would like a version of that transcript submitted with the rank, then that would be like a separate one we print and upload or give to them to upload. But it wouldn't be like the default for
The
everybody.
default is not to show it.
And you can bulk upload reported and not reported to Parchment. If a bunch of kids wanted it, you could just upload one set that has it reported and one set that does not.
Our
Yeah.
guess is that anybody that isn't in the top 5 is not having it reported. So I think that would be the smaller number that you'd be dealing with.
Yeah, there's already a thing that you toggle within Infinite Campus to show the transcript with class rank and without. So
Great.
yeah, it would be easy if someone wanted
Yeah, it's easy.
the one version or the other.
But just how getting it out, I guess.
So I was gonna say, how do we get that out so we know, parents know?
Mainly the seniors that need to know because they're most immediately impacted. Some of them are already applying.
Yeah,
We'll communicate that out in a direct email to the parents and the kids and meet with them.
yeah. Do that during like a bighorn
They'll be
meeting
happy to.
with the seniors.
Yeah, great. Excellent. Anything else? Okay, we'll call for a vote. All those in favor? Aye. Any opposed? That's unanimously.
Right, I move to designate the superintendent to approve graduation credits.
I second the motion.
So this wasn't the case before? I thought it was always here.
No, ma'am, if you remember, we had this conversation at the board level a couple months ago, or maybe even last month. We can bring them here, but there is in the policy,
The whole board has to decide.
and you can just designate me to do that. It follows the same process. As I said, we chatted about this a couple meetings ago. It starts with Janet, credit audits, and generally it's students who have transferred in. And really, where it's getting a kid on the path to graduating from high school.
Yeah.
Pretty straightforward. Any discussion? Questions? Call for a vote. All those in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Passes unanimously.
I move to approve the minor mentor program.
Need a second?
Second.
Yep.
I'm not sure how familiar the board members are. We have had historically the CAP program here, mentor program, and they've discontinued their program here in Big Sky. It was really good. We had a lot of people, and I'll say it had nothing to do with us or with our relationship with them.
That's Thrive, right?
Thrive has, they just really moved, they have new board members and they've really moved to working kind of in the greater Gallatin area and not so much up here. And we really tried to get them back and it had nothing to do.
They
with
were even here
It
too.
was always fun to, so
There's a lot of
anyway,
games.
what's that?
They have a lot of games.
Yeah,
Don't buy any games.
yeah, we got a lot of games.
A lot of games.
And so, you know, at the great suggestion of our counseling crew, Janet and Erica, they wanted to kind of take over the minor mentoring in each building. We're starting currently only with mentors that we've had in the past. And we haven't created any new ones because I'll be bringing more documents back here because that will require fingerprints
Right.
and successful background checks, which Thrive did all of that before. But we know now that the people that we have are clear.
Yeah.
Thrive had a higher standard even than us in their background checks. So this is the first step in kind of, you know, that the parents will consent to this. And then we'll move forward with the program. So it'll all be kids who have been, you know, some of these kids have seen their mentors for a long time.
Yeah. So we'll just basically keep the program going as is, more in-house,
Yeah, right now, and then
same people,
as it starts to evolve and we see what the workload's really gonna look like.
right?
You know, start to bring on more and more mentors.
Yeah.
We have plenty of kids.
Yeah, that we always have, but.
Mentoring programs.
Like
We still have Big Brothers, Big
Oh,
Sisters.
yeah.
Are we still doing that whole kind of big in-house mentoring like that? I'm curious.
Yeah, we have Big
Yes.
Brothers, Big Sisters, and then just now, and we also have one group of high school kids who come over during CASM work. We have middle school kids who are gonna start coming over on one afternoon, to work with our elementary students. So we have quite a bit, you know.
Yeah,
Thank you for taking this on, Janet.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's a big deal.
it's a
Yeah.
big deal.
Tell me, the former CAP coordinator, like, she's gonna stay on as a mentor, and so,
Oh, great.
yeah, she shared a lot of the documents and processes that she used, so that was nice, you know.
how many times a week do they meet or?
Once a week, for like 15 minutes, and at least for the middle school, we try to schedule it during like study skills where if they don't, so they're not missing class time, or we have a couple of high schoolers and they'll be meeting during flex time once a week, so.
Okay.
Yeah.
Great, any other discussion, questions? All for a vote, all those in favor? Aye. Any opposed? That's unanimously. Move on to the consent agenda.
Yeah, I would just mention, I'm gonna keep this as a standing agenda, I know, the non-district students.
Gotcha.
Oh, I see.
None at this time, and we don't, no discussion or anything?
No,
Okay. Take a motion for the consent agenda?
I move to pass,
Approve.
approve the consent agenda as presented.
I second that.
Any questions, discussion? Call for a vote, all those in favor? Aye. Any opposed? That's unanimously.
Who is the concessions manager?
It's gonna be Libby.
Okay.
Libby, another job.
Another half for Libby. Why is
No
your?
one does it better. He's got it,
She's
been doing that for me. I'm gonna say, you pretty much got this down. Right?
Thank you for doing that.
At least it's, yeah.
I just want to make sure actually was you because it's
Yeah.
not giving it away. So.
Future dates. October 14th next month. I'm looking at the 11th of November,
I'll not be available.
November,
14.
over,
14th of October.
November, yeah, yes.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, that is, isn't it?
Yeah, so we have no Thursday, Friday that week, right?
But this is.
There's a football game. There's a football game.
No.
And
Okay, perfect. Meeting adjourned. Thanks, everybody.
Thank you.